All right guys, so today there's gonna be a quick video on basically installing this external breather cap on your rear differential. Now, I personally like mounting this up in the gas cap just so that every time you fill up your tank, you can also check to make sure, hey, is the breather free spinning, is everything good? And then this is what my old breather looked like, rusty. Still did have some movement to it, so, you know, it didn't fully rust up, but certainly was on its way out. And I also strongly recommend taking off your spare tire, just because I found by the middle of this install it was way easier. And then you just use some oil or cooking spray, whatever you want, to very lightly lubricate the inside of the hose. So when you're putting on the fitments, it's nice and easy. All right guys, so what you'll need is some breather hose. It'll either be 3/8 or 5/8. You'll need some zip ties, some hose clamps. I'll also put everything down in the description for you. This is a little attachment Toyota sells that is for your differential. They'll essentially screw in where your breather valve currently is. Hose will slip over that. And then if the currently existing breather valve is not good enough, I have this replacement one, and I'm either going to put it over here in the gas tank, where the light is, or in the bed. Then you'll also need a 12mm wrench and some hose clamps, and that's all. So let's jump in the video, guys. We'll crawl underneath the truck. We'll take off the old breather valve, screw in the new one, and we'll go from there. Man, talk about an angle. All right, guys. So this piece right here is your breather valve. Now, as you can see, mine still good because it can move around. Now, what happens is this will actually rust up, get frozen, and then blow out your axle seals or your differential seals, and then you're in for a bad time. So, yeah, let's jump right into it. What I'll do is I'll loosen that up. Might be easier if I drop my spare tire, but all right. All right, guys, there's our old bleeder valve, and now time to put our new one in. Is a 12mm. Now you don't want to go, you know, you want to turn into the Hulk when you're tightening this, but you want to get pretty tight so that it has a good seal, and you know, I want to get it at least as bottomed out as I can. And all right, so now what we're gonna do is take our hose. Make sure you put your hose clamp on. Granted, I guess you can just slide on the other side, but this way you don't forget. Ow, I forgot about that fucking... I might just go put a dab of oil on this, just so it'll slide over nice and easy. All right, it's on there pretty good. Doesn't seem like she's going anywhere. And now, what I'll try and do is simulate the same loop that is in these brake lines for this. And what I'll do is I'll just run it up here. And trying to look for a good spot to... All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do is, as you can see, my hose is actually right here. I'm gonna run along here most likely, and then I'm just gonna have it come up behind the fender well up to the gas tank. So I'll route that now. We'll see how good of an angle I can get, and then I'll show you guys the path with the camera once I get it in there. And all right, guys, so I'm gonna do what I should have done from the start, is drop my spare tire. So lesson 1, drop your spare tire if you're doing this, just so you can actually see what you're doing. And also, guys, when you take your spare tire off, just set this to the side like this. Makes it so much easier working over here on this side, and that way you can actually get some good visibility up there. And as you can see the path that hose takes right up there to the left. You just want to do a C shape. And I'll also show you guys just a quick little routing path I took. So as you can see right there, it's a differential breather. The hose goes up. I made very sure that it's not resting in any of the brake lines. Got plenty of movement. It's also, you know, it's not really going to hang down below anything. And if it does become an issue, I can always come under here, loosen that hose clamp, clip this off. But as you can see, it sits higher than differential, and that's really the only thing I'm worried about. All right, guys, so I'm most likely going to put it in here. Obviously, I want to leave enough room for me to put my gas cap in. So if I had to guess, I'm probably going to put the breather right in here somewhere, depending on what kind of space is behind this. So let me pop this off and then go from there. So it should just be those four screws. And now should all right. Clearly it looks like I'm gonna have plenty of space up here. Got the fender well and the fill neck, and then this is just like a little rubber soft gasket that gets over it. So yeah, I think we should be able to run it up here, no problem. And then what I'll do is I'll probably drill a hole up in this, and then take this little fitment piece, put it in there. The other side I'll have the hose, and I think we should be good to go, because yeah, I'm not going to use this thing. Also, look at how rusty this thing is. Still loose, but one day this is going to rust up, and then I'm in for a bad time. And also, if you're going through any deep water or snow like I am a lot of the time, you know, you want to have your breather valve up here somewhere. You don't want to have it buried down there. So, all right. Okay, guys, so now we're over here at the gas cap. We got our hose all the way up here. I will most likely end up trimming it, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. And so now, I'll make sure I don't lose this. So pretty much what the plan is going to be is this to go back in here, and I think I'm gonna have the breather somewhere like here. That probably makes the most sense to me. That way I don't have to worry about any water getting in it or anything like that. You know, I put it down here. I guess either way it doesn't really matter too much, but so yeah, I'm trying to think now. Because here water could possibly get in, up and down. So yeah, it'd really be easier if I put it here on the side, actually. That might be where I put it. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna put it, I think where I'm gonna position is right here on the side. That way I don't have to worry about water really getting in there or anything. Yeah. All right, so we'll grab my drill. I'll drill a hole same size as this. Also let you guys know what size drill bit it is. All right, guys, so there is, if we take a look in here, there's plenty of space there. The hose is gonna be protected. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take one zip tie and just drop everything in my hands. See the hose right there? It's basically right there. I'm just gonna zip tie it right to one of those lines, just so it doesn't flop around all the time. And then I'll basically put it on the fitment. I'll be good to go. Okay. That is now zip tied up there. Got plenty of play in the hose. All right, guys, so I use a 3/8 drill bit to make this hole. Basically just push this fitment through. As you can see, here's the little breather cap right here. I have plenty of space. It's going to clear the gas door and everything, so I don't have to worry about that. And you also want to basically drill the hole at a little bit of an angle so it sits like this. That way when you put the hose on, you don't have to worry about running into this piece right here. So I'll basically slide the hose on. Just got to make sure I put my hose clamp on first. And this guy should be good. Good to go. I'm just going to tighten down that hose clamp a little bit so I don't lose the thing. Alright, so just going to tighten this down so I don't have to worry about the hose clamp running away on me. Yeah, there we go. And I guess it'll probably give me a little bit of leverage too, pushing this on. Well, you have to push pretty hard with your fucking palm, but I'll get the thing on there, that's for sure. I'll try putting this piece of paper towel in here for a little bit of padding, maybe. There we go. All right, so after a lot of pain, finally got that freaking thing on there. Now I just gotta slide up the hose clamp, loosen the thing up, and then tighten it down so this doesn't get loose. Granted, I doubt this thing's fucking coming off. But also, guys, I recommend you kind of have the natural curve of the hose go in the same direction as you're putting it in, just because that way nothing's got tension on it. And you don't have to put this hose clamp on like you're trying to freaking clamp down somebody's artery. You just got to put it on just enough so it's not going to slide off. Oh yeah, look at that money. All right, guys, so this is what it's going to look like. Hose clamp, want to make sure it's beyond the bib so it basically can't slide off. Make sure it's good and tight, which just going to make sure it's, oh yeah, make sure it's kind of where you want it. You know, this is in a good spot where you can make sure it free spins and that it can breathe. And then what you want to do is you want to take this piece, get it behind here. Might take a little bit of finagling, but just like that. Then, once you get in there, you want to basically maneuver the feed neck, just like that. Put back in position. Make sure everything feels good and happy. Which it does. Now we just gotta put these screws back in. Now, what I like to do with the screws like this is I like to first put them all in, so it gives you enough movement room so everything can get aligned. Because all that there is just some little plastic fasteners in here that snap in. You don't want to turn into the Hulk and over tighten these. You just want to snug them down. So now that everything is basically in there, snug them down, nothing crazy. As soon as you start to feel some resistance, she's tight. Just like that. Try and take a little bit of that oil off this, just because it's going to get obnoxious. But now, your rear differential breather is up here. With your gas cap, and then you'll kind of hit this every time that, you know, it's not in the way by any means, but you'll kind of bump it, and then that way when you're filling your fuel, every time you'll know, hey, is my breather good or is it not? And because this is plastic and then this outside casing is aluminum, you shouldn't have to worry about rusting up. And if you start to feel it get you know, really solid on here, what you can actually do is pop this off, clean it out, and then put it back on, because all it is basically just like aluminum crimp that goes around it. And then fuel cap's back on, and close the fuel door. And there we go, guys, look at that. Perfect. Now you don't have to worry about going through deep water or having your old rusty differential breather like this rust up and then, you know, blow out your axle seals or blow out your differential seals, whichever one comes first. Probably your axle seals, honestly. And all right, guys, hey, if you liked the video and you want to see another one like this, like and subscribe to the channel. Leave any comments or questions below that you've got.